Welcome to the Everything I Know Garage Podcast, the only podcast on YouTube that's going to teach you everything that I know. Please like and subscribe. That helps with the algorithm and helps grow the show, gain some support, gain subscribers. Today's show is going to be on anchors. Anchors, we got drywall anchors and we got concrete anchors. Now, I'm going to teach you in this podcast that what anchors are, uh, what they do, what their properties are. Like we said, we have our trusty piece of sheetrock here that we've used for a couple shows. I'm going to show you how to install drywall anchors with this. And I poured a slab of concrete. This mimics like the ceiling of a concrete building or the slab or the floor of the building. So I took a bag of concrete, I mixed it, I formed it out, and then I framed it in a piece of wood to keep it intact. This slab of concrete's been curing for about, I'd say 3 weeks to get it nice and hard. Um, I'm going to show you how to install all these anchors. Now, these anchors can be important for a commercial job or on a job site, but also for your home. You know, if you want to mount something in concrete, you want to mount something outside on your, concrete walkway or your patio in the back, it's important. Or if you want to mount something as simple as shelves or towel rack in your bathroom, or some decorative items, or just to hang a picture. So some anchors are for lightweight materials and lightweight hanging. Other anchors can be for mounting something heavy, like a TV mount or a heavy, flat screen. Now, if you have a 70-inch flat screen you want to mount, you don't want to hang it with just into the sheetrock with a sheetrock anchor. You want to put something more substantial to hold it up. So I'm going to go through each anchor and then I'm going to show you how to install them. So first of all, we're going to start with the drywall anchors. So we got something as simple as this thing. It's called a roll plug or a bantam plug. So if you look at it, it's a little plastic anchor, right? Now, sometimes you'll get a product from a store. Let's say a towel rack or something, or a toilet paper holder, and you want to mount it. It'll come with this, right? Now, this will hold for a short amount of time, but with all the movement and all the touching it and all the interaction with what you mounted, um, this may pull out of the wall. So I wouldn't recommend mounting anything with these plugs in a sheetrock, in the sheetrock wall. But these work pretty effectively in concrete, not for something heavy, but something that it's not going to pull out, right? So we have that, and that gets installed with a screw, right? So there's that. We have what we call a toggle bolt, right? This is a 1/4 inch by 4 inch long toggle bolt. There's your toggle wing, all right? So what we have here is we would drill a hole. They come apart. You drill a hole in the sheetrock, and you screw it together and push it in the hole. I'm going to show you how to install each one of these, but I'm just going through them. Then you have these anchors, which are called zippets, or zippets on a job site is what we call them. But this is by Dotai, and they're called wall drill kit. So it comes with these. These are metal. They make these in plastic as well, but they're kind of have a corkscrew that kind of threads into the sheetrock, and it accepts a screw inside for mounting. So we call them zippets on the job site. So there's that. We also have these. These are called drill toggle anchors. That's those. Let me open these up. From our tool show, remember our trusty tin snips? Easiest way to open something that's like a molded plastic. So just cut it open, and cut yourself. Get that out of the way. So we got these anchors here. So they look something like that. They also have like a corkscrew look in the front, kind of like our zippets. And then so what you would do is you put your bolt in there and you screw it in, right? And as you screw it in, it flips like this, goes like that, flips it behind the sheetrock, and then squeezes the sheetrock. As the bolt goes in, it squeezes it. So interesting anchor. I don't normally use these, but I figured it'd be cool to show you guys how to install these. If anybody ever has them. So that's that. So, all right. And then let's go through the concrete anchors, right? So we have our standard acorn anchor, right? Or it's called a sleeve anchor. This is a 1/4 inch sleeve anchor. Okay. 1/4 inch sleeve anchor. So what you would need to install these is a hammer drill. So I have a hammer drill here with a 1/4 inch bit. Now each one of the sleeve anchors needs a different type of. Then we get into something a little more interesting, right? This is what. Yeah, let me show you this. This is called a 3/8 double expansion shield, right? Now the reason why they call them double expansion shields is it's made of 3 pieces, right? It's a wedge here, and 2 pieces on the end, right? And as it squeezes, it gets tighter and tighter in the hole, right? And this also accepts a rod, a 3/8 rod, like so, and you could screw it in and hang it from the ceiling, like so. And the more downward pressure, the tighter it gets in the hole because it squeezes against the walls of the hole you drill with the hammer drill. This could also accept the 3/8 bolts. I have a 3/8 bolt here, and that'll go in. Say you just want to mount something to the ceiling or the floor. That's that. Now these are interesting because the rating on these is amazing, right? So I did some research, right? And a 3/8 double expansion shield can hold 4,340 pounds. Now that's a lot of weight. Now that's the rating on the anchor, right? You got to worry about the concrete holding up. So, the psi of the concrete, is the concrete solid? Is it old? Is it spalling or crushing? So, but the rating of the anchor, which they do tests on this stuff all the time. So, they'll do pull tests and rating tests to make sure that it's safe. If someone's hanging something very heavy on a bunch of these and they fail and someone gets hurt, that could be a problem. So they're always doing tests with these stuff. But like I said, 4,340 pounds of psi, of weight can be hung off of this. It's crazy. Yeah. Then we have these anchors. Now these are kind of like my favorite. Now this is by Cobra. This is a Home Depot product that I bought at Home Depot, and I'll open it up for you. Just open these up. Now these are called wedge anchors, right? So this is a 3/4 wedge anchor, right? So that's a monster. 3/4 wedge anchor, right? So this has a piece of metal here. This is a solid piece, but this has this little piece of metal. It's that's just moving, right? So what you do with this is you drill a hole, right? This you would need a 3/4 SDS bit. Let me see if I have one. I do. Here's a 3/4 SDS bit, which fits in our hammer drill, and it's the perfect size for this anchor, like that. So what you do is you drill a hole in your concrete, right? And then it comes with a washer and a nut. So you would bang it, you drill a hole, bang it in with a hammer, and then you will put your washer on, and then put your nut on. And as you tighten the nut, what happens in the concrete is this. This thing starts to as you tighten your nut down, this anchor starts to move up, but this thing doesn't move up. It starts to go down and it wedges, hence wedge anchor, against this flared out piece, and it locks in. Now these I find to be very effective. Now the funny thing is these carry more weight, right? Which is strange. But these also carry a lot of weight. So this thing says 2,820 pounds of outward pressure, like in a wall, and 2,665 pounds of downward pressure in a ceiling, right? Now that's crazy because most small cars weigh about 2,000 pounds. You could hang a car off of this anchor. You could definitely hang a car off of this anchor. Also, like I said, it all depends on how strong your concrete is. This thing doesn't mean anything if your concrete's not strong to hold the weight. So, like I said, wedge anchor, 3/4 wedge anchor. This is on a larger scale. Then we have another one, and this is a same brand, Cobra, also a wedge anchor. This is a 1/2 inch wedge anchor, right? So, this has a 1,248 pounds of outward, like I said, outward pressure pulling up from a wall, and 715 pounds of downward pressure. Now this even gives you like 3,000 psi. So that's the psi of the concrete. So they're telling you they tested it in 3,000 psi concrete. So if you have higher psi concrete, then it's going to be stronger. If you have less, it's going to be less. So that's the 3/8. So I'm going to open this up because I'm going to show you how to install this as well. All right. Let's see what we got here. This also comes with a washer and a nut. Let's put this in. There we go. That's another wedge anchor. We also have, this is an interesting thing. Let's get rid of our trash here. We have this. So this is a 1/4-inch wedge anchor, right? 1/4-inch wedge anchor. And it has the moving piece here that's going to wedge against it. But this has an eye loop on it, as you can see. So I've used these before in open ceiling big box retail stores or any sort of open ceiling concept office or something like that to hang light fixtures. Now, some light fixtures will require you to hang like an aircraft cable from it. These are perfect because these hold a lot of weight and they don't come out. They really, really don't come out. And it's a one-piece product. It's not hard to install them. There's an interesting way to install these, right? So you would drill a 1/4-inch hole, usually in the ceiling, but you can put it in the wall if you wanted to. Drill a 1/4-inch hole in the ceiling, and you would bang it in with a hammer. You take a hammer, bang it in, and then you would take the claws of the hammer, put it through here, and just pull a little bit, and that kind of sets the little grommet thing, sets the wedge on that. And you can hang anything you want off this. Obviously, it's rated for a certain amount of weight, so I wouldn't recommend hanging anything super heavy from it, but it does hold a lot of weight, probably a couple 100 pounds for sure. All right, so that's our oh, we got another product here. These are called Tapcon screws. Right? These are great. These are great for like mounting a stud to the floor or something, or mounting something like a picture to concrete. So these are interesting is in the sense that you drill a hole in the concrete and you just screw it right into the concrete. And they hold pretty well. I wouldn't recommend you hanging anything off this in the ceiling because over time these will come loose. So, but if you're putting like a floor track to put up a new piece of wall, or you're screwing in a sill plate, 2x4 sill plate, these are perfect. Obviously, you would need longer ones, but I'm going to show you how to install these as well. This takes a special bit, SDS bit, but a special size. Okay. So I think we should start with the drywall anchors first because we have a little less of them. All right. So what we're going to do is maybe we'll start with our toggle bolt. So here we go. It's our toggle bolt. So say let me see if I can find it. This one's good. It's like that. All right. So here's our toggle bolt. We have that one, but the threads are a little bald, so we'll get a good one. So here's our toggle bolt. Okay. So say we wanted to mount a one-hole pipe strap to the sheetrock, right? So what we would do is take our trusty drill. All right, we've got the drill here. Use a towel here. Okay. We got our trusty drill. Take out that, and we'll put in a drill bit. So here we go. This is a 1/2 inch, like a high-speed, bit for wood, but we'll use it for sheetrock right now. All right. Tighten that up. So say we want to put our anchor right there. So we'll drill a hole. Right? See if I'm close enough here. That's good. There's our hole. Okay. So we have our bolt, 1/4-inch bolt by 4-inch long. We have a 1/4-inch fender washer. So what we would do is we put our one-hole pipe strap through the hole, like so. Put a washer behind it, and then our toggle wing. Okay, so that's what it looks like fully together. Stick it inside our 1/2 inch hole. Now, see, I didn't drill big enough hole. So we could just ream it out a little bit. Ream that out a bit. Now, the reason why we put a washer is because it'll cover that hole completely. So we take our wing, Stick it in the hole. There we go. Boom. Now the toggle wing will open up once it pops through. And then we tighten. Push the washer back, push the thing back, we tighten. You can tighten it with your hand to a point. Feel it tightening. Now I'm grabbing behind the toggle behind the wall, but you're not going to be able to obviously in your house. So you could just pull to you on the bolt and tighten. And then we take our impact gun, which we have here. All right, take our impact gun and just tighten it. There we go. So now we mounted our one-hole pipe strap to the wall. Now I'm just showing you the pipe strap as an example, but you can use anything you're mounting. This is just in sheetrock, right? So say you have a specific spot that you want to mount something and you don't catch a stud, but you're not mounting something that's crazy heavy. I would go with a toggle bolt because it's not going to come loose, and as long as you're not hanging on it or anything like that, it'll stay for a long, long time. So there's our toggle bolt. Next, we have our Zip It or our wall drill kit, right? All right, that's that. So here's how I like to install them. It's a little different. You find a screwdriver here somewhere. Bag of tricks. There we go. And our pliers. So here we go. Phillips screwdriver. What I like to do is, say we want to put it right here, right? I like to take our hammer and just make a hole and twist. Bang it, twist, bang it, twist. Now you made a hole in the sheetrock, right? It's important you don't make too big of a hole. And then you take your you take your Phillips screwdriver and you put it on the anchor, right, like so, and you just thread it in nice and slow. And the fact that you made such a small hole allows the corkscrew to thread around the sheetrock, like so. And there you go. And that's our anchor, our Zip It anchor. Now this will accept a screw, so we could take. Now this toe tie kit came with its own screws, so we'll just get the screw, put it in the hole. Take our Phillips screwdriver and just thread it in, like so. There you go. And there's your anchor. I didn't screw the screw all the way in, but you can if you're mounting something flat. So there's your Zip It with your screw. It's pretty solid in there. Obviously, like I said, I wouldn't use these. They're good for mounting a picture, but I wouldn't use these to hang anything structural or anything that's too heavy. What else do we have? We have our interesting anchor, which is this guy, right? So this is the anchor, like I said, when you screw the bolt in, it flips it over. It's started like so. So what I'm going to do with this is I'll put it right here, and I'll drill another 1/2-inch hole, which looks like a 1/2-inch drill bit will be perfect for it. Drill another 1/2-inch hole right there, like so. Okay, clean it up. So you take your anchor, right? You put it in. Okay. Like that. What I would do is just bang it in the hammer so it's flat. Put your 1/4-inch bolt in, and as you screw it in, it flips that thing horizontally, and then it screws it into the hole. And we'll take our gun here. There you go, nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. That's going to be a little stronger than this, but probably the equivalent of that as far as strength. All right, so that's what we have for our drywall anchors. Then we're going to move on to our concrete anchors. Let me clean up this mess a little bit here. We need that. We don't need this. With that. Don't need our tin snips or a toggle bit. All right, but we will need some SDS bits. Now, when I say SDS bits, right, this is an SDS drill, right? SDS is an industry term for the way in which the mechanism drills the hole and the way in which the bit sits in the gun, right? Back in the day, you had hammer drills that just spun and there was a carbide tip on the drill bit. It was effective, but it took forever for the bit to go through the wall. Now, with these drills, it spins the bit, but it also goes like this as it spins, which is more effective to get the bit through the concrete in probably record time than ever in history that we ever drill holes in concrete. So if you're drilling a hole in concrete outside of tile or something you got to go slow, SDS drill bit, drill and an SDS bit is the way to go for speed, for accuracy of the size of the hole, and just quickness. That's just a better design drill. So, like I said, this is a 3/4 SDS bit. This is a 1/4 inch SDS bit. We have a 3/8 SDS drill bit right here. And I need one more for the Tapcon, which I think I have over here. So this is a 5/32 SDS drill bit. So here we go. So we're just 5/32. There's our favorite tool manufacturer. Forgot to block them out. All right, let's see. We'll pull this out. 5/32 SDS bit. Each Tapcon screw you buy in the store requires a specific size bit. They come with the bit, but they come with a bit that's not SDS. It's not as effective at drilling a hole. So there you go. So let's start with the Tapcon screw. So I'll get rid of my anchors here and get rid of my drill bits. So the 5/32, is that right? The 5/32 bit, we'll stick it in the SDS drill. So, okay, ready to go. And we'll drill a hole in our makeshift concrete slab. We'll do it right here. We'll drill a hole. We'll find a screwdriver here. Here we go. So we take our blue Tapcon screw, put it in the hole, and we'll take a screwdriver. Normally we use an impact gun. I probably can use one, but for demonstration purposes, I'll screw it in. So we screw it into the concrete, and it's going down. Now, you probably would use a tip, like one of these impact tips. This may fit on there. Let's see. Yep, there you go. So there you go. That's pretty solid. The fact that the impact gun's making noise, pretty solid in there. So if you're mounting a stud to the ground, or you're mounting a sill plate to the ground, or something, you're hanging a picture on a concrete wall, hanging something for a concrete wall, I'd recommend this. That's solid in there. The impact gun making the sound tells you that there was some impact there. All right, so that's a Tapcon screw. All right, let's get to our more elaborate anchors here. Let's start with this. This is a 1/4 inch sleeve anchor. Again, sleeve anchor because it has a sleeve here. And some people call these acorn anchors, right? Because it kind of looks like the top kind of looks like an acorn. Now, these are good for like running pipe on the ceiling or mounting something that doesn't weigh too much. But this requires a 1/4 inch SDS bit. So we'll take out our 5/32 bit. We'll put in our 1/4 inch. All right. Now, a good trick is you measure how deep you got to go on the anchor, and you put a little piece of tape. But we're not going to do that for this because we kind of know how deep to drill. So drill a hole. Clean that area, right? I think I think our battery may be dying on this thing. Let's change our battery here. All right. So we got our replacement battery here. What am I doing? There. All right. Should be better now. Much better. All right. So we take our acorn anchor, put it in. Take our trusty hammer, bang it till it doesn't go in anymore. And I have a spin tight here. Put that on the top and tighten it up. Now it's already getting tight, so that's good. And so there's our acorn anchor. Perfect. So, all right. So, like I said, we got our acorn anchor there. So now we're gonna get into a little bigger anchors, right? So this is our 3/8 sleeve anchor, right? A little bigger. We need a 3/8 bit to screw this in. So, get our hammer drill. Take our bit out. Here's our 3/8 bit. And we'll put this bad boy right here. And we'll go back further. And we'll go there. Just gotta clean up the dust. Now the manufacturers of all these anchors recommend that you clean out the holes with like an air bubble or whatever, where you stick it in and squeeze it and sends air into the hole, shoots up the dust. So I would recommend you do that. Again, take your hammer, bang the anchor so it doesn't go in anymore. And then I got a wrench here. Tighten the anchors. Do I have the right wrench? Of course, no, I don't. But I have an adjustable wrench. So as this anchor starts to tighten with our adjustable, is it squeezing? It's squeezing the bolt like this and squeezing the sleeve against the bottom and making it tight in the hole. The hole we drilled. So it's getting tight already. There you go. So these are very effective for mounting stuff that's heavy. So I'm sure that's rated for a decent amount of weight. Well, that's that. So there's our 3/8 sleeve anchor. All right, now we're going to get into, here's a 3/8 rod anchor. Now these are interesting because you could support threaded rod off this side. So we're going to mount this one. We'll mount this guy right here. Again, 3/8 SDS drill. Drill a hole. So if that drill is too loud, you could just mute the sound. But there you go. Put our anchor right there. These are a little harder to hit. Bang it in. So it doesn't go in anymore. All right. We have our ratchet wrench. That on there. Just tighten it. Now, yeah, see, it gets pretty tight. You could hang a lot of weight off of these. All right. Tight. There you go. And like I said, they're called rod anchors for a reason. Take a piece of 3/8 threaded rod, stick it in there, turn the rod, right? So it bumps out the bottom of the anchor. There you go, bumped out. And you take the nut, tighten it up, and tighten that up. There you go. Boom. You're hanging stuff off the ceiling with this. You know, got a heater you're mounting to your garage. You have a concrete ceiling. Put 4 of these in, hang your heater. That's not going to go nowhere. You know, we've hung plenty of things, Kindorf racks, plumbing racks, 4-inch conduit racks, tons of stuff. So I'm going to take this thing out just for our purposes of displaying the other anchors. I don't want it to be a distraction. But 3/8 rod anchor. Oh, what I forgot to show you with the 1/4-inch stuff is this eye bolt, eye loop hanger. That was what I was talking about hanging fixtures off the ceiling. So let me change the bit to a 1/4-inch because that's a 1/4-inch anchor. There, 1/4-inch bit again. There it is. All right, let me push this forward. I'll show you a little better. Yeah, clean up my mess over here. Go. All right. So we have our eye loop anchor, right? So I'm gonna drill a hole right here. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it right there. Okay. Go to here. I don't want to crack it. I mean, the concrete's pretty strong. I'm surprised at how much it cured. Let's drill a hole. So we take our hammer, put it in the hole, hit it. What I like to do is you take the back side of the hammer, just pull a little bit, kind of sets the little grommet in there. So now this ain't ever coming out. You could hang anything off of here. So there's our eye loop anchor. All right, what do we got now? Now we got some big boys. Let's try our double expansion shield. Now, these are the ones I said that could hold about 4,340 pounds. You know, taking into effect of the concrete strength. But this takes a 3/4 SDS bit, so that's the big bit. Let's pull that out. There's our 3/4 SDS bit. So I'll show you. So we'll drill a 3/4 hole. Obviously, it has to be the depth of the anchor, right? So if anything's going to crack this slab, it'll be this 3/4 drill bit. But I think we're going to be lucky. I don't think it's going to crack it. So let's drill it. Let me get a dustpan. All right. So let's make sure we have the right depth. Double check it. Yeah, looks like we got it. So with these anchors, it's very important that you clean out the hole. So, you know, with the bubble and stuff. I don't have the suction cup that would blow the dust out, but just clean out the hole a little bit. Take your anchor, right? Drop it in, like so. And you take your bolt, right? Requires a washer, so you throw a washer on there. Stick your bolt in and tighten. There you go. Let's see, we'll probably use this wrench. Yep. All right, so There you go. That's what you get for not cleaning out the hole, because it's kind of spinning. So we're having trouble here. There you go. So you got to clean out the whole debris, because this has to squeeze together. So the better way I could show is the rod. The rod will be a better way. So because with the rod, you would put it all together first. Put the shield on the rod. Okay. See, sometimes you get a bad anchor. I think we got a bad anchor here. Sometimes the threads are not too great. If I have another one. Yep, I did. So I'll replace that with another anchor. This anchor is not the greatest. Thread that on there. And you know what? Maybe it's not the anchor. It could be the rod. We will put a different rod. Get a different rod here. Got it in there. There's our washer. Put it together like so. Yeah, definitely was the rod. It was pumped out pretty good. So we stick it in our hole. Right. You tighten up your nut. Right. And as you tighten it, right, as you tighten it, yeah, like that. As you tighten it, you're squeezing the double expansion shield, and it's getting wedged in between the walls of the concrete hole. And I could feel it. Feel how tight that is. You know, you could tell that the rod is it's not going to come out. There you go. There's your 3/8 double expansion shield. Now we use these to hang transformers. Due to the rating that you get, 4,340 pounds, it's very effective to hang heavy stuff. So again, concrete's important. Concrete is crappy, and nothing gonna hold in the concrete. There you go. So that's our 3/8 double expansion shield. You can use a bolt with it. I think the anchor was bad, so the first time. So that's that. Then we have our 3/8 wedge anchor, right? So do we have a ham-finished bit? No, I don't think we do. So we can't install that. But we can install the 3/4 one, because we do have a 3/4 SDS bit. So as it says on here, 3/4 inch. Yep. Bit size is 3/4. So this is a big boy. So I'm going to take our drill here. Maybe I'll put it right. I'll put it in the back here. Drill a 3/4 inch hole. Bang this down with a hammer and then tighten it. Again, this is 3/4 inch thick, so it could take a lot of weight. Let's see what it says here. 2,820 pounds out, 2,665 pounds down, downward pressure, pulling. You know, so again, you can hang a car off these anchors. You know, a mid-sized car or a sedan. Clean out the hole a little bit. This we have to go pretty deep because the anchor is a long anchor, so go deep. Yeah, clean out the hole a little bit. Okay. Take our anchor. All right, monster anchor here. Take it in. Hit our trusty hammer. Bang it. There you go. Solid, ain't going anywhere. Tighten it up. There we go. Let's see if we have a big enough winch. And we'll use our channel locks. We got our channel locks here. Tighten it up. And that's heavy duty. Extremely tight. So, like I said, these are like my favorite anchor. I mean, the double expansion shears are effective, right? But these are like my favorite because if I'm ever pulling wire or I'm mounting something super heavy, you put a couple of these in the ceiling, they're not going to pull out. Well, there we go. So that's all our concrete anchors. I think we covered everything. You know what we can do? I could show you how to install a roll plug, right? Simple thing. This will definitely be used in your home. So this requires a 1/4 inch hole. So get our 1/4 inch bit. So we'll drill a small hole here. With our anchor, stick it in the hole. Our hammer. Done. And we take our screw. In there. There you go. Those roll plugs or bantam plugs are for lightweight stuff, but they hold pretty good in concrete. If you're hanging a picture on a concrete wall, or if you're hang anything that's not too heavy, those are effective in concrete. Not so effective in drywall, even though a lot of products will give you those with them to install. That's usually not effective, and that thing's going to pull out. Your toilet paper holder is going to pull out of the wall using that. Your towel rack's going to pull out of the wall. So I would recommend using a toggle bolt catching a stud, or using something like this anchor, like this, that flops over as you tighten it. You know, see, it flops over and then squeezes the back of the wall. More effective in staying in place. But, all right, so that's our show today. I hope it was helpful to you guys. Like I said, anchors are important. Even the homeowner can use these, you know, to mount something outside. You got a gazebo or temporary pop-up tent that you're going to have on in summer, and you want to mount it to your patio or your concrete slab. You know, you could use any number of these anchors to do that. You have posts. You're building a deck, and you have posts, and you set sonotube supports, and you want to mount a bracket. You could use any number of these anchors, like the 3/8 sleeve anchor or the rod anchor or these wedge anchors. You got to hang something from the ceiling. You use your double expansion shields. This is a 1/4 inch. We installed this one with a 3/8. So, and same thing with this, right? The toggle bolt, the zip it anchor, and this anchor, which I think they're called. Where's the paper for that one? Oh, here we go. Drill toggle from Cobra. Drill toggle. So those are effective too. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you find it helpful. Like I said, this is the Everything I Know Garage podcast, the only podcast on YouTube that's going to teach you everything that I know. So have a great day. Like, subscribe, and I'm happy to teach you everything that I know. Bye-bye.